Hello guys, and this is Disposal Cowlings here back for yet another video, and in this one we will be discussing how Joe Daniher's impact will impact Brisbane in 2021. Now just for a quick side note, I did a similar video like this one on how Zach Williams will impact Carlton, so make sure you check that one out. It's just go to my channel page and you can see it there. So let's get into the video. So Joe Daniher has never been the most accurate converter, and in the past 5 years he's kicked 126 goals and 91 behinds, which means he's an accuracy of roughly 58%. Now this is pretty low, as we're about to find out. Now if we compare this to Tom Hawkins, who has kicked 271 goals and 151 behinds in the last 5 years, and accuracy of 64%. Now this is only a 6% differential. It might not seem that much, but for every 100 scoring shots, Hawkins kicks 6 more goals than Daniher, which equates to 30 more points. And it's 30, not 36, because he would have got a behind, and the difference between a behind and a goal is 5 points, which is why it's 30. Anyway, so this could be the difference between winning and losing round 2, 1, maybe 2, 3, maybe even 3 matches a year. And this probably mean those 3 matches could be the difference in getting to the top 4, getting a home final, maybe even getting to the finals. So it is actually quite a significant difference. This also raises another question. How come Hawkins have kicked way more goals than Daniher? 144 more goals, in fact, in the past 5 years. Now, just doing quick mental maths, this is around 29 more goals each year. Now, yes, Hawkins did win more goals than Daniher. Well, no, I'm sorry. Yes, Hawkins did win the Coleman medal in 2020, but he didn't win it previous seasons, and Joe Daniher actually kicked more goals than him in 2017 season. And as a young, developing forward, you would expect him to continue kicking more goals than Hawkins. The reason why Daniher did kick less because he only played 15 of the possible 61 games in the last 3 years, which means he's only played just under 25% of the games in the last 3 years. Now, this is all due to injury. This isn't that good. You'd probably want more than 25% games played, especially if you're someone like Joe Daniher, who's very talented. Okay, so now that we have discussed his obvious flaws, we're going to assess how helpful he will be towards Brisbane and how he'll impact their finals chances, and after that, we will go on to whether or not he was worth getting there. So, Brisbane, as we all know, isn't renowned for their accuracy, and that accuracy actually meant that they didn't get into the 2019 grand final. They lost 2 finals, didn't win any. Both had more scoring shots, significantly more. So they should have won both those games, and that was disappointing. They did slightly improve in 2020. They had a few games where goal kicking was very, very bad, and they had a really, really bad patch around round 10 there. But overall, they did improve, and it'll be interesting to see how they did in 2021, because Daniher, as we discussed earlier, isn't the most accurate goal kicker. In terms of how they'll play, Joe Daniher he is their number 1 forward, so it makes sense if their number 1 defender goes to him. And that might take a little bit of pressure off Eric Hipwood. And in terms of Daniel McStay, I don't think they'll play McStay, Hipwood, and Daniher. And McStay definitely is the worst one out of those 3. So I reckon he'll be pushed out, but if I was McStay, I mean, he could still probably get a game from now and then due to injury, because Daniher isn't the most fit person. But the question is did Essendon gain from that trade, or did Brisbane gain from that trade? Now, Essendon got pick number 7 in compensation, which was taken all the way to pick number 9. Now, with this selection, they took Archie Perkins. Now, Perkins is listed as a mid-forward, but I've heard that he's more likely to play midfielder with the potential to go forward. When that was said, it kind of reminded me of Nat Fyfe in around like 2017, 2018, when he practically played every single time midfield, but when he went forward, he was also damaging. Now, generally, midfielders who are picked around there generally just don't go straight into the midfield, and they generally play forward, and most often, there are some few circumstances where this isn't true, but most of them are completely useless. Now, for example, Andrew Brayshaw, he was playing in the forward line in his first year. He hardly impacted the game at all. He got a few touches, got a few tackles, kicked 1 or 2 goals, but hardly did anything. And of course, he is very talented in the midfield, but he just doesn't play forward. But I reckon the main difference between Perkins and people like Brayshaw is that Perkins has the ability to play forward, and this is why, with that flexibility, I reckon he's a great pickup for Essendon. However, did Brisbane lose or win? The answer is Brisbane definitely won. The only thing they're losing is salary cap space, as it was a compensation pick. They didn't actually give anything to Essendon because Joe Daniher moved that due to free agency, and they weren't going to sign any other big names. Someone else they could have got was Brad Crouch from free agency. They didn't have a strong trade hand. I would expect they want to keep all their key players together. And they already have a big midfield with Lockie Neal, Lyons, Zorko, McCluggage, all of them. Berry even. They all fill up the midfield, and they still got other developing midfielders like a Robertson who could come in there. So, definitely Brisbane, great pickup. If Joe Daniher does improve his accuracy and to stay fit, I reckon he could be the difference between losing a final and maybe even getting up to the top and winning a premiership. So anyway, guys, thanks for listening. Please subscribe, like, and comment, and enjoy the rest of your day.